Well, LCS is starting in just a week and a half. I'm joined right now by Akaadian with coverage brought to you by Alienware to talk a little bit about how things are shaping up for TSM. I keep saying shaping up at the start of these interviews, but I know there's a lot shaping. Anyway, let's get into it. How has the off-season or the break been for you guys?
I mean, we didn't have the longest break because we finished in finals, which was like 3 weeks ago now, something like that.
It's like a month.
Really? Nah.
It was like the middle of
Oh,
April, and
no,
it's now the end of May. Oh, but you came back early.
Yeah, we started practicing again like almost a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. So it was about 3 weeks for us. I think it was nice. Some of us went home, I think, and then it was just relaxing. Everyone just kind of tried to reset from the game, I think, for the most part. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot shorter than the other off season, so it's not like we could do that much, but it's definitely relaxing for sure.
Do you like that at all? Is it nicer? Because I know, I've heard from players that are like, well, if I don't make it to playoffs, and then also normally the schedule's a little different, they'll be like, I just sat around, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely some to be said in that regard. Like, I wish that the LCS lifestyle was a little bit more balanced because when you're in season, it's like that's your whole life. You can't do anything else for like months, and then depending on how well you do, that could potentially be it for like 9 months, 10 months straight. Pretty much, you're just like hard grinding the whole time, and you're not really doing anything else. I think I'd prefer. And then I've had it the other side of it where like when I was on Optic last year, and on Fox, they didn't make playoffs or anything in the summer, between the summer and spring. So that's just like 4 months or so, 3.5 months, where you're just absolutely not doing anything, just super bored, no purpose in life besides like, all right, I'm gonna wake up and maybe play some video games or like watch some streams and I don't know, go to the gym. So it's pretty boring for sure for some people.
What do you think of the meta and everything going into the split? Are you excited to be playing in this meta?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty fun. I don't think it's that different from the MSI meta. I don't think there was that many. Were there that many?
Well, that's actually what I meant is like the MSI meta, because people were applauding the MSI meta for being so good. I often talk to pro players who complain whenever things are bad, so I try to talk to them too whenever maybe things are good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. I mean, there's definitely. I remember an interview with you where we were talking about like stopwatch when stopwatch was like, yeah, it was like it was activated at 8 minutes, and I was just talking about how boring it is because everyone was like playing super defensive, and they all get their stopwatches, and then nobody wants to make any plays. It's definitely not like that right now. I think the games are going to be pretty action packed, I think at least, or at least our games are looking pretty action packed. There's usually a lot of fighting, a lot of team fights, a lot of killing. So I think it's going to be pretty fun to watch, pretty fun to play. So.
Do you have any thoughts on Yuumi? Because one of the pro players I was interviewing earlier today, not a fan of Yuumi.
Okay, so I have this perspective where since I'm a player that's been playing for a long time, every time one of these like new age characters comes out, I'm always super annoyed initially. Like, why does this champion Yuumi have to have this like random mechanic that is like completely new to the game? Champions like Zoe, stuff like that, picking up summoners, even Silas stealing your ultimates. Like all these concepts are like really new and pretty weird to deal with or adjust to. But I think Yuumi grew on me personally. I think I mean, maybe in the number is a little bit too high, but it's pretty fine champ. I don't know. It's pretty normal.
Because the individual I spoke to, who I will not say who, but their name rhymes with Pedios, was saying that they felt as though the champion, he hoped that the champion either sucked or was super OP and just got banned all the time because he just hated playing against her.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of champs that are kind of like that are just, they can be really annoying to play against, and when you lose to them, it feels like there was nothing you can do, and it's really unfun. Specifically, champs like Zoe, for example, where, I mean, you have to have vision, and then if you randomly get hit by a bubble and then you just die in one hit from full health, it's like, stuff like that's not really fun to play against as well. So, I don't know. I mean, I think it's all Riot's trying to do their best to balance the game and make new champs. So I try to most of the time have like as unbiased opinion as I can, because honestly, as pro players, like stuff would be nice, but can't really afford to think about things like that too much.
Hey, I think it's been long enough that I can kind of flash back to the finals of LCS. I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody from TSM afterwards. I'm sure you guys were pretty bummed, but was there any kind of recovery or mental recovery you guys needed, since obviously a really close match and you guys were pretty close to making it to MSI?
Mental recovery?
Emotional recovery? Physical recovery? I don't know.
No, I think most of us just feel what's the word? uh, I think most of us just feel like I don't know if vengeful is the right word, but we're just like not happy that we lost, and we really want to beat TL in the future. I think. I mean, I think it was a really fun series to play overall, but really sucks to lose. And as someone who's never been in a finals or like a hype match like that before, it was super just like I really hated like losing and then looking up and they're all like dancing on the other side of the stage and shit and celebrating. That was really annoying, and I don't want to see that again. So, yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch any of the MSI stuff, or were you just like, yo, fuck these guys?
No, I mean, I watched MSI. Honestly, I'm so one side of me is like, I'm not as much as some other people, but one side of me is happy that TL went to finals, and I mean, they went to finals. It's pretty good. I mean, they beat IG, and I think NA and EU, both the regions, should be happy that their like first teams, their champions or whatever, went to the finals and beat the other regions because I'm honestly so tired of like I'm playing in NA for 3 years now, and everyone's just flaming NA, especially after last year. People are just saying NA's a joke. Like internationally, they can't play. They're such a joke region. I don't think people are gonna say that as much anymore. I mean,
EU probably still, since the finals went the way, but
yeah, but EU, people are so cocky in EU. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like they're always gonna talk shit, and that's normal. It's fine.
do you get that at all? Do you sense that whenever you're playing with your EU teammates, or you're like, God damn, these EU people?
Yeah, I mean, definitely EU players have a certain air about them that if anybody here has ever played with an EU player on their team, or they have a certain attitude. But I like it, honestly. I would prefer if more NA players were like EU players.
Good at League of Legends is that's what you're saying, right?
No. I don't know.
Are you well on that topic? Are you excited for Rift Rivals? Because you do get to participate in this year's Rift Rivals.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Specifically excited to play against G2. I want to see if the junglers over there, because I mean I feel like I've played against the junglers in NA for a while now, and I know how like most of the teams play. Honestly, some of the players are pretty boring with the way that they play, so I'm hoping that playing Rift Rivals will just kind of like spice up my my gameplay, my thought of like what's good or what you should play, how you should play, etc. So yeah.
So taking a step back from all the LCS stuff, it sounds like you had a nice little break. I saw you got to go to Coachella.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, but it was super hot.
It was super hot?
Yeah.
Okay, it's funny because I heard EDC was super cold and windy and miserable.
Yeah. I mean, I would have much rather, maybe it's just because of my like music genre of choice, I would have rather gone to EDC instead of Coachella, but we started like 2 weeks ago and EDC was this last weekend, so couldn't go, but Coachella was still a good time. It was fun.
Did you get a chance to hang out with like Smithy there?
Is it like, I feel like this is like I don't know.
I was just saying, because I've heard some other pros today in their interviews have said that they had a really good time hanging out with Smithy. So I was just looking to see if you had a good time hanging out with Smithy.
I still feel like I'm getting baited. Am I getting baited?
Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there, Akaadian?
Yeah, thanks for supporting me and supporting TSM, and I hope we make you proud this year.
Well, thanks so much for the interview. Best of luck in the coming weeks as TSM kicks off their run in the summer split. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. I am back from my international travels to bring you back summer split interviews. That's right, I've returned triumphant from MSI. I can't say the same thing about Team Liquid. They did well. Anyway, whatever. The point is that Alienware still sponsoring my stuff. I know, you've heard this before, but guess we've got something new for you. Now, if you want to go over to alienware.com/Travis or Dell.com/Travis, either of those links work, you can get 10% off with Travis 10 off. Yes, that's Travis 10 off. A lot of you guys have been asking for a promo code, and this is a cool way for us to give back to you for watching all of these outros, all these interviews. Thanks so much. Can't wait to show you much more this summer split.